Who's asleep amidst the trees? Bats all are swaying in the breeze. But one so light, anxious, wide awake, fearing all manner of ghouls, hags, and wraiths. For your dolly, Polly, sleep has flown. Don't dare let her tremble alone. For the witcher, heartless cold, paid in coin of gold. He comes, he'll go, leave naught behind but heartache and woe. Deep, deep wound. It's all silent for the night. Hours turned in as daylight dies. But when so light lunches wide awake, fearing all manner of ghouls, hags, and wraiths, my dear Dolly.
Hi everyone, and welcome to the Haunted Connection show. We are bringing this to you from the Haunted Antiques Paranormal Research Centre in Hinckley, Leicester, and we are sponsored by Sims Vintage Antiques in Wootmorran near Stratford. Now, there has been a bit of a change of plan tonight. We were due to have Danny Moss on the show tonight, talking about all his tech, but unfortunately there has been a family bereavement, so we do send our deepest condolences to Danny, and we are thinking of him. But unfortunately he won't be on the show tonight, so we will rearrange this at a later date. So I hope you're all well. I hope you're all coping well in lockdown. So tonight we thought we'd throw it open as a bit of a questions and answers, or to get your thoughts as well, also on dreams and nightmares. So we thought we'd discuss this tonight. So how are you, Neil?
I'm okay, but we'll tell everybody why we decided to talk about dreams and nightmares. I had the most horrendous nightmare last night, whether it's sleep paralysis, because that's a similar sort of thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I'll tell you about my nightmare. I was asleep, and our bedroom's pitch black when we're asleep. And in my dream, I could see my dressing gown moving, and I thought, oh God, what's that? And I put my head under the covers, right? Because you know me, I'm a bit of a coward. So anyway, I could feel the quilt being pulled tighter and tighter and tighter, and I was like this. I couldn't move, and I was shouting for help. I was calling Julie, help me. And I woke Julie up, so she was saying, what's wrong? And we were sort of talking in my dream, although Julie wasn't in my dream. She was alive and awake. So
yeah, scary one though, isn't it? So was your duvet being pulled sort of from your feet end?
No, I was lying dead still, dead straight, and the whole thing, it's like I was being sucked into the bed, and the quilt was getting tighter, and I couldn't move. It was so tight I couldn't move. And of course, and when I speak in my dreams, I don't sound like this. I sound a bit scary, Julie says. Sometimes she says I sound like a demon, you know, like you think a demon would speak.
Yeah. So
I wasn't talking in my voice. I was talking in this different voice, and it was just so scary. I was quite nervous about going back to sleep in case I went back into that dream, which has happened before.
Yeah.
And when I woke up,
when you said it just happened before, have you had this dream before then? Have you had something similar to this before?
No, when I've had dreams before. But when I woke up, I know I was panting as like I've ran 2 minutes or something. I was really stressed and panting, and my heart was racing. So it was a bit freaky.
Are you all right now, though?
I'm okay now. I'm a bit nervous about going to sleep tonight.
So let us know what your thoughts and your feelings on dreams and nightmares. That's what we're going to discuss tonight. So big welcome to everybody who's just joined us. So let us know what your thoughts are, or if you've had any bad dreams and nightmares.
Yeah, let me put a couple of comments up. Diane says, "Oh my goodness, that's as if you're being drawn through the mattress, a tightening." Yeah, it was weird. I've not clicked on Dave. Dave says, "At least you don't sound like Joe Pasquale." Do you think the dream could be? Thankfully, I don't. Do you think the dream could be stress related or to how you're feeling at the time? Now, you mentioned that, didn't you, before we came on air?
Yeah, she's had a bit of a stressful week last week. So, you know, is it just sort of the repercussions or the tail end of your sort of stressful week?
Yeah,
but possibly. You don't. I mean, when you've been stressed like this before, have you sort of experienced anything like this before when you've been through a bad week?
I have never ever had a dream like this before, ever. So let me just say hello to some people. Rick Allsop, who I actually work with at the minute, says hello. So hi, Rick.
Hi, Rick.
And I've got to say hello to all the team that I work with at this place I'm working at, because Neil says I've got to say hello to them all. So hi, guys, if you're watching. Some more comments, which is nice. Paul says, "Have you any of the antiques ever appeared in your nightmares?" Not for me. Are they for you, Jane?
No.
No.
I don't get nightmares. I don't really get. I can't remember the last nightmare I had for a long, long time. I normally sleep like a baby.
Let's put the next comment. Andy says, "Looking at your jacket, do you think you were experiencing the last moments of a lot of people who are sadly passing in the world right now? Struggle, panting." I should be wearing this actually. No, I don't think it's related to that, Andy, at all. The one thing that concerns me though, Jane, because we got plans, haven't we, to do something quite out of the ordinary. We're not going to say what it is because it's top secret. Do you think that could be a little bit of a, I don't know, perhaps a warning or something?
No, well, not really, because although we've discussed it between ourselves and made some plans, we've not done anything to warrant any repercussions or any sort of any presence that would try and deter us from doing what we want to do.
Yeah. Martin says, "I am living a nightmare called COVID." I think, yeah.
Oh, bless you.
I agree with that, Martin. I think we all are. Diane says, "That's a subconscious dream that everything is pulling you down." I'd have said yes if I had the dream last week, because last week was quite stressful for me and the centre. So perhaps it is an aftermath of last week. So that's what I'm putting down to anyway.
Yeah.
One says, Jane Goddard, "Hi Jane, type what happened to you on here." I don't know what that means. Sorry. Colette says, "I have had dreams of my dad, had conversations with him, symbolic dreams." Yeah. One says, "I have dreams that come true in the future." Have you ever had that, Jane?
I have had a couple of times. I've had sort of a couple of premonitions. But I have, see, when I'm sort of trying to sleep, or I have to differentiate between spirit coming in and talking. Differentiate. Spirit coming in and talking to me, and the voice is that way, or dreaming, because it's a different thing.
Yeah.
It's a different thing that you're sort of experiencing. So I can't remember the last dream that I had, because I just don't dream. I haven't dreamt for a long time, because I calm my mind.
Yeah.
You know, before I go to sleep, I calm my mind. I do some healing stuff, and then I go to sleep. And then the next thing I know, I wake up. So
that's good.
I don't really, but I have had in the past some unusual experiences.
Yeah.
And the morning, I remember this episode vividly, because it was the morning Princess Diana died.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was awake. My alarm gone off. I was awake. I was just lying in bed, and then I felt this presence, and it was just lying on me, and it was I couldn't breathe, and it was pressing me. It was sort of pressing me down and down, and I just couldn't breathe, and I just kept thinking to myself, if I don't get it, I could feel the breathing as well. I'm just thinking, if I don't get this thing off, it's going to kill me. I'm going to die because I can't breathe. And I felt it sort of crushing, and I just shouted out loud, "Get off me! Get off me!"
Yeah.
And it then sort of released, and then I heard the footsteps, because I'd not long moved into the house where I was, so I'd got no bedroom carpet. It was bare wooden floorboards, and I heard the footsteps go across the bedroom, downstairs, and halfway down the stairs they just stopped, disappeared. So that was quite a strange experience. But it was funny, because my sister-in-law, who did live at the time just up the road from me, a few weeks later, she experienced exactly the same thing.
Blimey. Okay. Diane, I think Diane, oh no, this is from Jacqueline. Jacqueline says, I once got an image in a dream, and where I woke up and had to draw a picture of it. It was a symbol I wasn't aware of.
Well, that's interesting. If you still got the drawing, Jackie, we'll have a look at it.
I think Diane knows a bit about dreams, by the sounds of it. Diane says it's all getting on top of you. Quite possibly.
This was physically a spirit that had
yeah.
Because I wasn't doing mediumship at the time, although I was very sensitive. But this thing was actually on top of me, and I could actually feel it breathing on my face.
Yeah. Colette says, I missed what your dream was about. My dream was about me being, the quilt being pulled tight and tighter, like I was being pulled into the mattress. That was my dream last night. Martin says, years ago, I had a dream about a blue car being hit by a train. Then a week later, it was on the news. And I only dreamed about it a week before. That's like a premonition, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people that do have the premonitions when they dream these things, and then they sort of come true later on.
Yeah. Can we ask you, I want to try a bit of an experiment tonight. I want, instead of, if you like the show, put thumbs up, but please put hearts, because apparently the more hearts you get, the more people your video reaches. So we know roughly how many people watch our shows. So if everybody's watching, can just click plenty of hearts, just to see if it makes any difference. Okay.
Oh, I can feel the love from here. Feel them hearts going up.
Good. I can't actually see them. Neil says, do you believe that people close to you that appear in your dreams that have died actually visit you? Because I've had so many dreams, especially my mum. And when I wake up, I feel fantastic because it's like I've actually been with her.
Yes. very much so. And I've always said that this is, I mean, you probably all heard me talking about it before, but usually the first step that the spirit take to communicate with you, particularly if it's family and loved ones who have passed, is usually in your dreams, because your mind's open, you're relaxed, you're not in a position where you're going to panic or freak out, and they come to you in your dreams. And you know, when you're saying about you feel like you've been with your mum, that's that blending of the energy. Your energy recognizes her energy, and you know that can be very uplifting. And usually the first step is that they will come to you in your dreams and make contact in your dreams, and it will sort of, the communication will start there.
Cool. Demonologist David says, "You okay, boss man and boss lady?"
Absolutely, we're marvelous. Well, I am. Neil's still a bit shaky.
I'm actually very tired. I've been work for 13 hours. So, Demonologist Damon is one of our new presenters as well. His show actually starts on Friday night.
Yeah, it's great to have him on board.
At 9 o'clock. Sorry, you've lost us now. Von says, I woke with a sheer sense of dread the morning I woke up when Diana died. Before I knew it, and it vanished when I heard it on the news. I dreamed of a small flight crash, which happened. I've had another one that I'm hoping won't come true. I've had many dreams that have not been bad news that have become true. It isn't someone telling me, it's definitely a dream, but they are true to life.
Yeah. I mean, the reason why I know it was on the day Diana died when I had that experience is because after it had gone, I just sort of turned over and put the radio on just to try and get my mind off, or try and get my mind around what had just happened. And then that news came out over the radio that she'd had the crash.
Yeah, I remember that. Comment from Linda. Linda is also coming back with her and her daughter Chloe's show, The Paranormal Teen. So Linda is a presenter too. Linda says, when I was a child, I saw hieroglyphs on my bedroom wall. It looked like I was in an Egyptian tomb. This happened when I was very young. This happened while I was in a dream state.
Yeah.
Anne says she's just watched Charlene. And then she says, what was your dream? What was your dream, Neil? My dream was I was being pulled into the mattress and I couldn't move, and I was calling for help. I woke Julie up when I was calling, and we were actually talking. Julie was awake and I was in a dream. So that was a bit weird to me.
You saw your dressing gown moving as well, didn't you?
Yeah, before that I saw my dressing gown move. Obviously the room's pitch black because Julie likes the room pitch black to sleep in. So I could see my dressing gown move, and I thought, oh no, and I got under the covers. And it was quite scary. So tell us more what you think. One says, welcome back, Linda and Chloe. So if you've got any questions for us, please let us know, and we will answer any questions. So what have you been up to, Jane?
Oh, today I've actually made some laptop bags for the grandkids because they were struggling with doing their schoolwork. They're at they're 5 and 6, and they've only got their mum's phone to try and do all their work on. So we've got them a couple of laptops, and today I made them some laptop bags. So I made a Spider-Man bag and a dinosaur bag to put these laptops in. So yeah, so that was good fun. Yeah.
Okay then. Anne says, wow, it's a year since you officially took over all the centre.
Yes, yeah, I saw that today.
Do you believe it's been a year today that we got the keys to the first floor of the centre?
Yeah, well, I was actually on holiday, wasn't I? Because I
Yeah,
was in Finland doing my
yeah.
snowmobiles and snow igloos and stuff like that.
So you
So
you missed all the hard work, didn't you, Jane?
yeah, yeah. Unfortunately,
And
yeah.
then and then and then took a year's holiday.
And I'm still on holiday.
And she's not been back since what she had. But
Yeah.
so yeah, it's a year. Would you how quick that year's gone?
Yeah, it seems longer, because although we've not been there since March, from when you took over to actually shut down, it seems like we've done so much up there.
Yeah.
It just seems so much longer.
Yeah. I
'Cause
know quite a few people have been sharing photos from the day we
yeah,
moved stuff downstairs.
yeah,
And it's quite funny really because it's changed from then. You know,
yeah,
it's
brilliant. When we
the
actually
tea
get back up there.
the tea room's changed from that day we moved downstairs.
Yeah,
Which is all good fun.
yeah. And just look what a difference it's made just having that downstairs, just having the whole building.
Yes, it's such a big difference, and we just can't wait to come back. So we'll talk a little bit about our new presenters. We've got lots of new presenters for these shows coming up. So, and we're very excited to welcome them all. I've not got my list on me, so I apologise for that. But I think we've got about 10 or 12 new presenters.
Yeah, it's
So
amazing.
there's going to be something on every single night of the week.
Yeah, so looking at the timetable, it looks like from between 7 and 10 every night of the week, there's stuff going on, which is going to be brilliant. And
Yeah,
you've only got a few hours left, haven't you, through the whole of March?
yeah, and I've had messages today about other people want to join us as well. So I think we've got about, I don't know, it's perhaps 7 hours left and the whole of March, because the new shows start in March. So out of every day, apart from Saturdays, because the Saturdays will be live investigation streams. Obviously, when teams can go out, we're going to invite teams to stream live from their events. So you'll see different teams work every Saturday. And I've already got teams asking if they can take part in that. So it's going to be really good. John says, missed that day as it was first full rehearsal of our last play. Colette said, it's been 4 years since you started your live feeds in your house. You've come a long way. It's 4 years. That's amazing.
We've been up the centre 3 years, haven't you?
Yeah. So if people didn't know, I started my collection in the carport, and that's where I started live feeds from.
So did you have any nightmares or dreams while you had the things in your house?
I didn't, but Julie did. That is one of the reasons we decided to take on the building, because Julie woke up one night and she felt like she had hands around her neck. And I think she saw a shadow at the bottom of the bed and that sort of thing. So it's hard to believe 4 years. Anne says it's improved so much. Yeah, and it's going to keep improving. But obviously, when Mr. Johnson says we can reopen, hopefully he's going to give us a couple of weeks' notice so we can get all clean and all the shelves dusted, so all hands on deck again.
I've got to say, though, it has been a fantastic experience. It's been a fantastic journey, because I joined just before you opened the centre. So I came to the old house in, where is it? Colville? Not Colville.
Yeah.
Was it Colville? Yeah.
Colville.
That was just before you opened the centre. And I was there that first day when you got the keys and we went up and the building was empty and we did the investigation while the building was empty.
Yeah.
And from that moment on, it has just been an amazing journey.
It has. It's been fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah.
Damon says, I'm live this Friday with medium K Maloney. Yeah.
Yes.
So you can watch that from 9 o'clock. The first of our new shows. I'm getting a live reading.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Linda says, looking forward to watching your new show. I think that's to Damon. One says, I was thinking of doing some presenting with you, but I think I need more practice. Not experienced enough yet. But if you ever get stuck, I will be willing to step in. Oh, thank you, Yvonne. I think quite a few of the new presenters are quite nervous because they've not done anything like this before. But I think once you get into it, it's okay, isn't it, Jane?
Yeah, I mean, we were just the same, weren't we, when we started doing it? And you know, I was even nervous when we were doing the Paralogy Hour, and that was on the radio. So all we had to do was sit there and talk, and I was quite nervous about that. But you know, once you start doing the live feeds and you've done a couple, it does become more fun, and it is you know, it's a good experience. It does build your confidence, and it just, you know, everybody's so supportive and friendly and helpful that there'll always be somebody in the team that will help you if you need to.
Yeah. And see, this is no joking. Well, Jane knows me a long time. If you'd have knew me 5 years ago, you'd have said there's no way I'd be doing anything like that. Is that right, Jane?
Yeah.
It just would not happen.
No, because in the beginning we used to have one of the other team members was the presenter.
Yeah.
And so it was quite easy. All I had to do was my mediumship bit. And then
I was behind the camera.
Yeah. So when that other presenter left then, and you asked me to do it, I was sort of, oh no, I was bricking it. But after doing a few, it then become just part of what we do.
Yeah.
You soon get used to it. And the other thing, Von, is if you don't want to do it on your own, there's probably someone that will do it with you. You know, it's always much easier to co-present than to perhaps do it on your own. So, you know, if somebody else wants to do it, if you've got an idea, you can probably jump on with one of the other presenters that's doing something. So, you know, just come forward and have a go anyway.
Yeah. Well, what's the worst thing that can happen? No one watches it. No, there's no pressure. We're not BBC. There's no pressure. The main thing is for all the presenters to enjoy it.
Yeah.
So keep sending the hearts, guys. Let's see this experiment. See if it bumps up the viewing figures. Linda says the centre is going from strength to strength. It's amazing. Thank you, Linda. Anne says Friday is the Chinese New Year, Year of the Ox.
Yeah. It's going to be a good night Friday because we've got Damon's show, and then we've got Lockdown Loonies doing the Harry Potter quiz with Squirty Cream, I think. So that's going to be a good giggle. So if you're bored on Friday night, make a cup of tea or get yourself a glass of wine and join in for that, because it'll be chaos, no doubt.
Yeah. Kelly, one of the new presenters, joined in last Saturday, didn't she?
Yeah, bless her.
To Lockdown Loonies. And I thought, oh, blimey, what a way to be introduced to Haunted Antiques.
Poor girl.
Anyway,
but the Lockdown Loonies is probably one of the only shows where we don't really talk about anything paranormal. We just all have a good giggle and just have a bit of fun, and hopefully we'll just bring a smile to people's faces who are watching.
Yeah. Colette says, I remember when you used to put a locked off camera on the items to see what people picked up. I loved that. It was really good, but looking forward to the new shows coming on. Well, you mentioned that, Colette. I am bringing that back. So that will be one of the new shows.
Yeah, a few people have asked about that, haven't they? But
Yeah.
it's one of those things where you just need to be up at the centre really to do it.
Yeah.
Because the atmosphere and everything's so much better up there. So yeah, I think it's coming back, isn't it?
Yeah, the way it all started, the live feed started, it's coming back, because I noticed because it was good fun. It was interesting seeing what everyone thought about the items anyway. And I've noticed quite a few other people started doing it, and I thought, well, we're the original, so let's bring it back. So that is coming back. But that will be either Friday, Saturday, or Sunday evening when I'm up the centre anyway, because hopefully when teams start coming back, I should be sitting in the office anyway, so I'll bring you a live feed. One says, I think you've all managed everything fantastic through the lockdown. Well done to you all. Thank you very much. Excuse me.
Bon.
And Von says, I'm getting a small studio made at home, so I will get more used to it. I really enjoyed it on the night I did your Christmas Paracon, and I've wanted to do it ever since. Well, come on then, Von. Just to have one show a month.
Yeah, 1 hour a month.
And like Jane says, get someone to come on with you. If you want any help with setting StreamYard up, we're always here. All the presenters are really helpful. My mate Bloss says, you stay behind the camera. I will, Bloss. You don't want to see me too much. One says, thank you. I will give it a whirl.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
Well done. Yeah.
And Tina says to Von Hunter, welcome on the Evidence Show. There you go. You can join Tina and Dave on the Evidence Show to get some practice.
Yeah.
Bloss says, can't wait for the Loonies.
Yeah, I might have to have a bit of an Harry Potter fest and watch some of the films again this week, ready for Friday.
Oh, Tina says the Loonies are on Saturday this week.
Oh right, yeah, it's on Saturday then. So yeah.
Yeah, I think the lockdown Loonies are on Saturdays until the lockdown finishes, and then it's going to go back to Friday because we can put teams investigations on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Linda says, love the lockdown Loonies. It's the one thing I say about the lockdown Loonies, it's a very apt title for a show.
It's so fitting.
To say they are a little bit mental is an understatement. Colette says, oh good, did not know that, look forward to it. I think that's about the item, just a locked off camera with an item, and we'll have a bit like I did before. I had a recording of Ben introducing it and Julie asking questions to see if something reacted. It is coming back. Anne's working hard. My finger is tired tapping the hearts. Come on, mate, start tapping.
Yeah, everyone keep tapping those hearts. We just want to see if it works.
Just
swap fingers.
Von says, I've booked in for the lockdown Loonies on Saturday. Are you sure you're ready for lockdown Loonies? Is that to be on with them, Von? Oh, it's quite scary what they get up to, especially when they get cream involved. So whose original idea was it with the cream? I bet it was Amy, wasn't it?
I think it was Amy's, wasn't it? Because she did the challenge. There's a cream. There's a cream. There's a challenge or something that people were doing at the time with squirty cream. I just find the squirty cream sticks to your hand too much, and it don't flick up like it's supposed to. Well, I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
What can I say? What can I say? So yeah, we've got lots and lots of new shows. You've got quite a few new shows as well, Jane. You're bringing some old favourites back.
Yeah, I'm bringing
So-
back the Me Time meditation. I'm bringing back Behind the Storybook, where we're looking at the origins and truths behind some of our well-known stories. I'm also doing one on demons and angels, and one called the Fae Files about fairies and stuff like that. It won't just be. I'm hoping to cover so many things in this as well, with the demons, angels as well. It's not just going to be that. We're going to be looking at all sorts of creatures, and you know, there's things like Pan, and there's mermaids, and all. I want to sort of cover all that sort of thing. So, yeah. So I'm quite looking forward to doing those.
So that's going to be fascinating. Von says, no surprise there then that Amy Slaney thought of that idea.
Yeah.
Bloss says, love the storybook, Jane.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks, Bloss. I'm looking forward to doing it again.
And Anne says, can't wait. Gary says, yay, can't wait for the Me Time meditation, as well as all your other shows.
Yeah, thank you, Gary. Although we won't be doing biscuits for now, you just have to get your own biscuits at home.
Lindsay says, can't wait, Jane. You used to love listening to that and the meditation.
Yeah, thank you, Linda.
So yeah, I think everyone's looking forward to your shows, Jane.
Yeah.
The good thing about it, the good thing about all the old established shows and the new ones, it's such a varied mix, isn't it?
Yeah. But these new shows that I'm going to be doing, I mean, things like the fairies, you know, the Fae Files. I've had an interest with fairies ever since I was a child, and it's, you know, there's been a few experiences recently, and I'd just like to open it up to other people to discuss it and talk about it, and yeah, I'm really quite looking forward to it. But it's stuff that I'm just sort of passionate about.
Good. And talking about fairies, next Tuesday we've got Kate coming back on the show, haven't we? To talk about Fae. So that will be a nice introduction to your new shows.
Yeah.
Demonologist Damon says, I'm going to try and make the Loonies on Saturday.
Yeah, you should. It'd be good fun.
Linda says, looking forward to Jane's new shows too. They sound brilliant. Yeah, we're looking forward to your new show, your returning show, Linda, as well. Linda and Chloe are bringing back the Paranormal Teens, because I think that was an important show.
Yeah, and it is. It is a good show, because it's like the first steps for young people who want to come into the paranormal, and it's great to just sort of you know, hear other young people talking about stuff.
Yeah. And Bloss says fairies are real.
Yeah.
Yes, I believe they are. So yeah, we've got lots of different shows. We've got some mediums coming on, and they will be doing readings live on the shows as well, on their shows.
Yeah.
Amy says, did I miss much?
We were talking about you, not to you.
We're not going to recap everything, Amy. You need to get on time. How did the vaccination go today, Amy? Amy had a jab today.
All right.
Anne says, changing my finger. The old one is in bandage now.
Big blister on it.
Yeah, keep the hearts coming. Just a bit of an experiment. And Amy actually noticed the other night on one of the shows. I think it was the show you were involved with last night, Jane. Was it the paranormal history show?
Oh yes, yes.
Something came up about stars. You know, send stars to tag your post or something.
Was it? Yeah. Were they giving people 200 stars free or something?
Yeah.
They said. Well, I haven't seen that. I don't know where that's come up.
I just want to say that we will never ever get onto that Stars game. So, and all these shows and all the shows on the HAPRC live feed channel will always stay free. So
Yeah.
we're not going to ask you to pay for them. We're not going to ask you to send stars because I don't believe in that sort of thing. Some of our Jane and my shows or our experiments will be exclusive to the members, but we'll tell you more about that when we get near that stage. Let's read Linda's comment. Thank you, Neil and Jane. Myself and Chloe are really looking forward to our show returning. That's good. I'm glad you're bringing it back, Linda and Chloe. Because, like I say, I think it's important for the youngsters to learn properly. Amy says, it's not the sort of prick I'm used to. And John says, I think this is a reply only about you and Squirty Cream. Bloss has got a bad foot. Von says, haha, I've just changed fingers too. Stefan says, you were missed, Amy.
Yeah, she's always missed. We do love her. I couldn't imagine the centre without her now.
Yeah, can you remember when she first started coming up, Jane?
Yeah. She was a bit shy, wasn't she?
Amy's team, Gap Paranormal, were the first team to ever investigate the centre. So that's
and also when we had when we did the very first para meet on that Saturday morning, she was the first one to turn up there, weren't she?
Yeah, and a bit like a bad penny, she's been coming up ever since. I'm only joking, Amy.
Oh.
We do miss you when you're not there. Oh, demonologist Damon says it's 200 stars to pin your post. Yeah, we're not, and yeah, I think you have to pay for these stars. We are not getting into stars. We are not. I've just says we are not asking you to pay a penny for these shows because we just love doing them anyway.
I mean, rather than buying stars, if you're not a member already, you'd just be better off buying a lifetime membership with HAPRC. It's £25 for life. Yeah. So if you're not a member, then that would be the best way that you can get access to everything. It's not a monthly fee. You don't have to sign up to any other sites or do anything like that to take your money. It'll all be free. But if you're not a member, it's well worth becoming a member. So it's £25 for life.
Yeah, and you get so many benefits. I am going to start pushing the membership again. But last year, we planned to take our members to Hinckley Museum, which is the oldest building in Hinckley. No other paranormal teams are allowed in there. They only allow me and my guests in. So the only way you'll ever investigate Hinckley Museum is by becoming a member of HAPRC. Obviously, they were all cancelled last year because the museum didn't open at all. I'm not about our centre, we're not about the museum. And next year, hopefully this year, once the lockdown is over, we are going to be booking other locations, and those nights will be exclusive to members. Like, I want to book Dudley Castle, I want to book Guy's Cliff House, and places like that, and Drakelow Tunnels, but they will be exclusive to members. So, Kay John says, Amy and Shy in the same sentence? Never. No, it can never happen, can it? Oh, Justin says £25 life. That's a bargain. I think it is. And Anne says £25 for life and beyond. Yeah, of course. If you're a member, you can keep coming when it's your turn to move on.
Yeah, your membership doesn't expire when you do.
Bloss says, first time I met you, Amy, you were doing the mirror. Yeah. Linda says, best £25 I've ever spent. Thank you, Linda.
Oh, bless her.
Justin says, yes. Does the £25 carry on in the afterlife? Yes. Even if you're dead, you're still a member. You're not getting, once we've got you, you ain't getting away that easy. Von says, it has been the best £25 I've spent. And that's on HAPRC membership. Thanks, Von. Wendy says, well, worth it. Amy says, but I am shy. My look says it all. Anne says, yes, come with messages from beyond. And Kay says, I want to join. Send me a private message, Kay, and I'll tell you all the details and all the benefits, because there's loads, and it's going to keep growing, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, Justin says, how do you pay and what's the perks? Okay, you pay, if you got PayPal, that's the best way. You pay by PayPal. The perks are, you get 10% discount off items in our shop at the centre. You get 10% off antiques at Sims Vintage Antique Centre. You get 10% discount off ghost hunts with Ghost Hunter Tours, and they go all around the country. You get 15% discount off Angelic Minds Paranormal, and they go more localised. You get a discount on overnight stay at Bosworth Hall. You get 50% discount off an investigation at the Centre with Haunted Live. What else do you get, Jane? You get 50% off online courses with Power Learning. And
you'll get access to some of the other videos and stuff that we do for members only.
Yes, we are. It's been a bit slow this year because obviously Jane's not been up the centre. So, but when we're back at the centre, we are going to do some amazing live feeds, and we're also going to do some recorded feeds as well. So we've got so many. Jane's been off for a year, so her mind's been working overtime. So it is going to be well worth the £25, and like Jane said, it's for life. And Bloss says, we'll visit when I am gone. Just listen for the tap of the stick.
You won't need to worry about the stairs then, Bloss.
Anne says, Neil is like the devil. Once you've signed up, he's got your soul. And I'm also, well, I used to be a redhead, so. One says, I remember Amy seeming quiet and moody when she first started. It didn't last long.
Now she's loud and moody.
Can you remember the trouble? I before Amy started her show with Jane, Confessions of a Paranormal Investigator, I was on to her for months. Come on, do a show. There's nothing to be scared about. Just talk rubbish if you want to. I think that's where the Lockdown Loonies originated. I said talk rubbish, and they took it. They took it literally. Anne says, Justin Clifford and Meeting as Ladies, the Hags. Yeah, that. If you ever come to the centre and meet the Hags, that's a real eye opener. The Hags. The Hags are a group of ladies who come to the centre most Saturdays. Jane's a hag. And there's Gail, there's Amy, there's lots of them. Suzanne, Steph, Cal, there's lots of them. And it's they're a great bunch of ladies, isn't they?
Yeah, it is good fun.
And Amy says, yeah, 10% on Ghost Hunter Tours events. Says, well, worth it, yeah. I think it is. One says, you're brilliant, Amy. Don't give her too much confidence. I think this must be Amy. Von Under Moody, laugh out loud. That was my lack of confidence. And you wouldn't think it now, would you? Justin says, I'm imaging them all around the corridor. Justin, you don't know the half of it. Seriously. Last Halloween, we were planning, well, I was taking the hags to Pendle Hill. But unfortunately, Jane couldn't come anyway. And then Pendle went into lockdown anyway, so we couldn't go. We had to cancel it. And they were planning on all sorts. I know. I won't mention any veils at all. John says, beware the hags. Would you believe it's 8 minutes to 10?
That's gone ever so quick, isn't it?
Flipping heck. So, any more questions? Yeah, it's like I said, loads more shows. If your TV license is due for renewal, don't bother, because we are going to be on here between 7 and 10 o'clock every night. Or just put this comment up. Von says their sounds are great. Yes, Jane and I are bringing the sounds back.
Yeah.
They were fantastic, their sounds.
Yeah, we have had some good ones, haven't we?
Yeah. Anne says, I think it means Justin. Justin, we will be gentle with you at first. Bloss says, if he tells you he will help you down the stairs, he's lying. Oh, Bloss, that's because I was busy. I would always help you, Bloss. You're a mate. Colette says, will it be worth me joining only because I live far away? I won't be able to come down there much. Yes, Colette, because I think the new shows that Jane and I are planning, there's a new series that we're going to be doing, which is a new idea of Jane's that you've thought of over lockdown, haven't you, Jane? But
yeah, there's a couple, isn't there?
Yeah, there's another series that we were planning on doing 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And they will be exclusive to their members, because they are going to be special and they're going to be unique.
Yeah.
And that's why we're not telling anybody what it is, because people tend to jump on because we're not quite ready, because we're in lockdown. So yeah, these two are special ones. They are going to be real special, and they're going to be ones not to miss, aren't they?
Yeah,
they really are.
Some people might say them as a bit controversial, but we just want to test the water and see what's out there.
Yeah, I'll give you a hint of one of them. I am quite nervous about doing them, and I'll be honest there. But Jane says we'll be okay.
What's the worst that could happen?
So yeah, Claire, in response to that, yeah, I do think it'd be worth it, because the £25 go to help keep the centre going as well. You know, during the lockdown, it is hard, but it will be worth it, in my opinion. And also, Ghost Hunter Tours, you can get 10% discount off. They go all around the country, so they could be doing events or by you that you can go to. And if you're really unlucky, Amy will be hosting it. And Bloss says, good boy. Justin says, just don't tell the wife. Keep it close to your chest, as they say. Lips sealed. Lips are sealed, Justin. John says, don't let the beggars poach your ideas. No, we're not going to let them. Anne says, other groups do tend to copy HAPRC.
Yeah, there is quite a lot of new stuff coming, and we're not going to tell anybody about it just yet, because I know by the time we get out of lockdown, other people will be doing it, and it won't take them long to be doing it. Usually takes them about 3 to 6 months to catch up with this.
Yeah.
But by then Neil gets bored and we move on and do something else anyway.
Yeah. Well, what you got to think of, we basically had last year off, didn't we? Because you were poorly.
Yeah.
And then that a lot of people are only just doing. A lot of teams are only just started doing what I did 4 years ago. So they will catch on. And Colette says, I work nights as well, depending on when I can watch. But the shows are always on the members page. You'll get access to a private HAPRC members Facebook page, and that's only members get access to that page, and only members get access to the videos, and the videos stay there. Because one series is going to be recorded. It's going to be recorded with just Jane and myself. So it's going to be recorded sort of as live, but we won't be streaming live. Do you know what I mean? Vaughn says, I've been a member from earlier on. I haven't visited the centre, and there's more than enough to watch and catch up on. I've done my power learning through them, and I've learned so much. Thank you, Vaughn. Bloss says, you are the best. Got to go now. Her foot's throbbing. You take care, Bloss.
Yeah. Take care, Bloss.
We do love Bloss.
Yeah, we'll send you love and healing.
She's always threatening me with a stick, but we do love her.
But once the centre's open again and we've got some of the events planned and things, I would just say, if you're planning on coming to the centre, just try and make a weekend of it. If you're travelling quite a distance, because, you know, you could sort of come up on a Friday night, spend all day Saturday in the centre, and then join in with whatever's going on perhaps Saturday night, if it's planned, because we're doing some stuff where, you know, people can join us for live investigations and stuff like that. And a lot of people are experienced anyway, so they sort of go and do their own thing. Yeah. So, you know, look out for some of the events and then just plan it and come for the weekend, because it'll be well worth it.
Yeah, definitely. Colette says, okay, send me the link and I will join. Oh, brilliant, Colette. Thank you very much. I will send you all the details. Anne says, Neil, I want compensation for my repetitive strain syndrome on my finger. That's all the hearts. Anne says, Bloss, take care. And then Vaughn says, my finger's throbbing. Well, we're going soon. We're going to, you have got 10. So, and that's it. It's about 10 o'clock. That's gone so quick. I've really enjoyed tonight.
Yeah, it's lovely when everybody comes on and chats and joins in.
Yeah, so, okay then. Justin says, will Neil put you up for the night? If people travel to one of our events from far away, there's nothing to stop us sleeping at the centre. That is no problem at all. If you've got no way to get home that night, we can sleep at the centre. No, just bring.
And if you don't want to do that, there's a Premier Inn just down the road.
Yeah. So that's no issue. Vaughn says, my problem is getting a carer for my hubby. Never know how he is from day to another. He won't come to the centre. Oh. Sorry to hear that, Von. Wendy Williams says, please send me the link. What I'll say is, if anyone's interested in becoming a member, because I'm not going to go through the comments again, probably. If anyone is interested in becoming a member, just drop me a personal message on Messenger, and I will definitely get back to you. It might not be tomorrow because I'm working another 13-hour shift. It might be Friday when I get back, when I get time. But just please drop me a private message and I will get back. Linda said, love it tonight, guys. Thank you. Anne says,
I've enjoyed it.
Neil, let me know if hearts works. I will do. It's just, I've just been told that the more hearts you get, Facebook alter your algorithms so you reach more people. Justin says, I was only joking, but that sounds cool. Yeah. Amy says, Neil won't cook breakfast though. No, I won't cook breakfast. There's a corner cafe just down the road that does lovely breakfast on a Sunday.
Yeah, you could get an amazing breakfast down the cafe.
And lots of comments. Oh, I'm not happy about this comment. Von says, if you're working 13-hour shifts, does that mean Jane gets a pay rise?
Yeah. And more holidays.
Definitely, she's definitely not having more holidays. There's no holiday forms for Jane this year.
Apparently all the holiday forms have gone missing.
Oh, they've been filed away. And Jane gets paid the mega bucks anyway.
Yeah.
No. To be honest, no one gets paid at the centre. They all do it because they love it.
I started out with nothing and I've still got most of it left.
Justin says, I've looked, the centre is just over 2 hours away, so I would have to make it a weekend trip with the family. Yes, please do. When we're open again.
Yeah, you'd be surprised how many families and children come up to the centre. You know, we have a lot of people who come up regularly, don't we? Children and all.
Yeah. Children love it, don't they? Amy
Yeah.
says, no, it means I'm doing the night shift. Yeah. One of the good things about the centre, people who haven't been don't know this. The centre is a bit like its own entity, isn't it, Jane?
Yeah.
It sort of grabs people, and once you've been grabbed, you just want to keep coming back. And I think that's what happens to so many people. It's a weird place, and we are so, everyone is so welcoming. And you are instantly friends, surrounded by friends who will talk to you. If you don't like innuendos, it's perhaps not a good place, because the innuendos on a Saturday are flying. But it is all in good taste, and it is calmed down a bit if there's children there, obviously.
Yeah. We have had people come up to the centre, haven't we? And they've come up and they've had a look round, and you don't think they particularly like it for a start, but then they come back and they absolutely love it, and then they come up regularly. And we've even had skeptics doing that. You know, they've come up saying, "Oh, I don't believe in any of this rubbish. Just thought I'd come for a look round." And by the time they've left, they've completely changed the way they think about things, and they keep coming back up. So you know, it's a place that does grab you.
Yeah. Anne says it gets into your soul and the people get into your hearts.
Oh,
that's a nice thing today. The final comments, because you need 5 past. Colette says, I will definitely be there this year. All being well when the COVID is gone. And Vaughn says, I'm definitely coming up as soon as I can after lockdown.
Yeah, it'd be lovely to see you up there.
Even if after gate crash, you don't. You don't need to gate crash because Von's a member for a long time ago. So anyway, that's the show for tonight. I really enjoyed it. Cheyenne's just watching. You have to watch back, Cheyenne. So we just want to say thanks for watching. I am hoping before the new shows start in March to get Jane. Me and Jane will do a special show and we'll introduce you all to the new presenters. I think that'd be nice. Just a few minutes with each of them, telling you a little bit about themselves and what their show's about. So perhaps we'll bring one on at a time, and I don't know how long the show will last, but we'll just keep going until we've spoken to all the new presenters.
Yeah, I think we can get up to 10 people on here, can't we? If you did it as a rolling thing as well. So if you wanted to see people's faces a bit more. Yeah,
so you can get to know the new people. So on that note, we're going to say thank you very much for watching, and we're back on the pod. We're back on our podcast Monday night, aren't we?
Yeah, but there's still some shows this week, I think. So keep looking out for all the shows this week.
Plenty more shows this week, and we'll see you soon. So good night. Bye.
Bye.
Was asleep in